Hey guys, subscribe for daily content, and if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks!
What's going on, YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I've got another short, little unboxing video to share with you guys. I assume that this stuff is all available. They typically don't send me stuff when it's not available, so I'll link it in the description. It does help my channel when you use those links, but that's up to you. Thanks to CJRB for sending these in. Thanks to my patrons for supporting me. So it's a CJRB, and it's in the typical box, so we can assume that it's not incredibly expensive. What's got me intrigued, it feels slightly heavier than what I would typically expect from CJRB. So let's go ahead and find out what we've got here. I'm gonna start with this guy. Obviously, they're all quality sealed. Today's video is just an unboxing. We're not doing a review today. Never handled this, never experienced it, but I do like to give my first impressions, of course. What is this called? Now it doesn't feel nearly as heavy. I'm always so thrown off by that. Sasaya. I don't know how to pronounce that, so, okay. Oh, it is on the bigger, so what the heck? Is this like in the style of, I almost said sway back, but that's not right. It is a button lock. Okay. Yeah, okay. This kind of makes me think of the Night Hawk. What do we call that? What is it? Wasn't it Voss? Ooh, that's got a nice little sound to it. Hold on. Listen. Ooh. Oh, very metallic-y. So, oh yeah. Hold on. Let's reverse flick it. Yeah. It's like a little folding, almost like a folding kukri, kind of, but it's way bigger than a lot of the other ones I've seen. Nice big belly on that. A great package slicer for sure. I can feel this. Like, I mean, like I can, in my mind, just using blades periodically that are shaped like this on a folding knife, it's obviously going to slice through paper, no problem. But using it, oh my God. Hold on a second. Sorry. The way that I'm trying to get it to catch very, very lightly so I can, yeah. That is extremely sharp. And the edge is also very, very bitey. I think it's just the point where that belly goes through. It just changes how the material, does that make sense? I'm not sure how to explain what it is that I'm saying, but the edge, ooh, man, fully flat ground. That will definitely make short work of cardboard or something similar. Very, very little drag there. Nice full size too. I do like that. I don't love plunge locks for reliability, but if you're just going to use this like a typical regular pocket knife, a CJRB usually does a good job. This is fine. It will work. Don't expect it to be ultra ridiculously durable or anything like that. But it can stand up to a few light taps, so that's okay. We have gray G10 and then probably steel or maybe aluminum. Both look like steel to me. Steel liners, a couple of standoffs, pocket clip that is reversible. Kind of a weird build, but not crazy tight. Let's open up the other ones here. What do we have? This one is in, oops, sorry about that. Bumped the camera, earthquake there. Wood. So not always my favorite choice, but I know like this is, every time I say that, there's like a ton of people who are like, how do you not like those natural materials? That's fine. I mean, there's obviously a market for it because companies like CJRB keep offering this stuff with wood. So it's just much more of a preference, right? These are both contoured. That's really nice. Not flat. Same exact thing. So it's with the sound there. So there's a little bit of a metallic sound on lockout. I do like that. That's nice. Not what I would call the most attractive looking knife. I understand that's very subjective. But just looking at that, you know, I knew, I was like, that blade is just going to carve through. When you have pronounced belly like this, and it's like a blade that kind of naturally wants to cut at a certain angle, it seems like there's a lot of the force is being pushed directly into the prominence of that belly. And I'm talking like I know the science of it. I don't. But that's what seems to be creating that low drag experience. And somebody who's much more of a craftsman and understands blade geometry a lot better than me. You can probably tell me what it is that I'm trying to say here. But I look at that and I go, that's that type of blade. When I cut something like cardboard, it's just substantially less resistance. Obviously, that has a lot to do with the other geometry. You know, there's a lot of geometry at play there. But a nice thin blade about this length, and with that belly right there, it seems to, you know, kind of create that experience. And then we have one here that I think is all black. Let me just get this out real quick. And we'll do a couple of size comparisons and also weigh and measure them. Oh, no, not all black. No, but a black bolster and black G10, perhaps? Yeah, that's actually pretty. I think that's my favorite one of the bunch. That's pretty nice. Pocket clip is also black. So are the standoffs and the liners. So that's real nice. It does have jimping up here, but it's useless. It is so shallow. There's nothing there. Probably could have done a little better there. And this one also has a little bit of lock stick. I want to do all three here. Almost none. Definitely less there. And this one is probably the least offensive, right? Let's go ahead and measure them real quick. So the overall length of these knives here, oh, it's pretty big. That's about 8 1/8. Blade length, it's 3.5 on the dot. Cutting edge, 3.3, something like that. Let's weigh them. They might weigh slightly different between the wood and the G10, so we'll just weigh all three of them here. So the wood one's coming in at 3.8 ounces. The G10's coming in at 4.1. Is the black one any different? Also 4.1. So there you go. What do I have out here that I can do some size comparisons with? Okay. I don't know where my size comparisons knives are. We have the new Tenable Shard. It's also a really good knife. It's fairly comparable. We have the small Ontario Rat, or the Ontario Rat 2. We have the Miguron Moyarl. Actually, probably going to have a lot of budget knives out here today. We have the CJRB Pyrite Light. We can definitely do that one there. And we could probably do the large, maybe the large Pyrite. It's kind of in between these two, for sure. Like, it still feels like a full-size knife. I don't pick this up and think, oh, that feels like a small knife. No, it definitely feels like a full-size knife. Let me know. I don't know if they sent me all of the variations of it. Let me know which variation is your favorite. But yeah, kind of cool, kind of different. Not everybody's going to love it. Hopefully they have a reasonable price tag on this. It's just AR RPM 9 and basic stuff. So ideally, right around that $50 price point. It's kind of what I expect for this stuff, but we'll see. You'll get a full comprehensive review of this knife down the road, but that is it for today. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on the Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe, because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.